Well, I'm sure there's a science to how where you sit in a conference room or the way you stand in a conference room makes a difference to how people perceive you. But this video is about all the things I've learned from my own personal experiences and how it has shaped who I have been perceived as at work or otherwise. Now, the first one that you need to remember is that if you're sitting in a conference room which has a round table and there's a window at the back or there's a screen, do not sit with your back facing it. Try and sit on the opposite side. It's way more preferable if you sit on the opposite side. If you're in a conference room and there's a screen and you are the one presenting, then it's a much better idea to actually sit right next to the screen because it makes it easier to present. If you're not presenting, sit on the opposite side so that you have direct vision. If you're in a conference room which has a rectangular table and if you are the leader or the perceived leader or you see yourself as being the leader, try and take the head of the table. If the head of the table is not working out, take the center chairs on the other two longer sides. It makes a huge difference as to how people perceive you in that situation. If you're in a conference room where your boss is sitting at the head of the table, it's important for you to sit on the right side of your boss and not on the left side. And try and take the head of the table on the opposite side if possible, but if not, be on the right side. It makes a huge difference because turning left is generally more difficult than turning right. If you're in a conference room where there's a screen and if you're the presenter, sit right next to the screen. It just makes it much easier to present. And if you're not presenting, sit at the head of the table or right next to the head of the table. If there's a full team meetup where the boss is actually going to talk to the rest of the company about what's working, what's not working, or a client meeting, try and take a seat after leaving one seat right next to the boss so that you're not too far but you're not too close. If you're gone in for an interview and if there's a round table at the interview and you're interviewing with just one person, and if you need to use your laptop to show the person something, sit on their right side. It's always more convenient to sit on their right side if you want to operate your laptop while talking to them. If you don't need your laptop, then you sit diagonally opposite the person, or if you have to sit at an angle, sit on the right side rather than the left side. Easier on the neck for the interviewer. If you're in an interview where 3 people are interviewing you and if you're sitting on the opposite side, try and not sit exactly in the center. I know this sounds completely crazy, but it makes a difference. If you sit a little angled towards 2 people, those 2 people actually feel more strongly towards you and more connected to you. If you sit right bang in the center, you'll come across as a victim. So always keep your chair a little to the right so that you're actually more angled towards 2 people. Now, if you're in an interview where there are 3 people interviewing you and they're sitting in a C position where there's one person at the head of the table and there are 2 people on either sides, try and sit on the right side of the head of the table, not the left or diagonally opposite side. It's just a much more easier way to actually take part in the interview rather than be interviewed yourself. So try all these out and see which ones work for you. Some might work, some might not work. A lot of them are also situational in nature. But if you actually give it a shot, you'll realize that some of these techniques actually make a huge difference to how you're perceived, either in a meeting or in an interview or in a client meeting. So I hope this video helped you in some way or the other and you take back something interesting out of it. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon if you like this video so that you can get notifications. Every Wednesdays and Saturdays is when I post my videos. Do share it with your friends who are part of the corporate culture if this helps them in any way. Go out there, make this a great day and keep hustling.